There's great news if you're looking to grow on Twitter fast. They've open sourced their algorithm. So these are not just my opinions. They actually told us exactly what works to grow and get more impressions. And more importantly, exactly what's holding your account back. First, we're going to look at the things in the algorithm that can damage your profile credibility and reduce the reach of individual posts. And then we're going to look at what can improve your credibility and get your posts and your impressions massively boosted. There's something in the algorithm called tweep cred. This is Twitter's way of basically just using their algorithm to assign a page rank to your profile. To say whether you're a high quality account that should be boosted or a low quality account that should be deboosted. Obviously, we want to work on and keep our page credibility high over time. We're going to go through all the factors that can damage it, and then we're going to go through all the factors that can improve it. First, let's look at what damages your profile long term and what causes individual posts to be deboosted. One thing the algorithm tells us that can damage the credibility of your profile is following too many people in relation to how many people follow you. So you want to maintain a good ratio of followers to followings. So say you have 1,000 followers, for example, it's probably okay to follow maybe 500 people. So a ratio of 2 to 1 here would be absolutely fine in this case. But if you have 1,000 followers and you're following 5,000 people, Twitter are going to downgrade the credibility score of your page and profile. So try keep your following count low if possible and maintain a good ratio. The next thing that can really damage your reach is fairly obvious. If your posts are getting muted or blocked or reported as spam, obviously they're going to get downgraded individually. And the algorithm tells us this. So they're not looking for drama, they're not looking for controversy. Getting blocked a bunch of times will also damage your credibility score. So the takeaway here is don't get into arguments. Ignore the drama and just be less controversial. It's not worth the risk of getting a lot of blocks and damaging the credibility of your profile. And also, who needs the drama in any way? Unfollows are also a negative factor, but they're not as big as the other ones I mentioned. But to reduce the churn rate of your followers, just be conscious of the stuff you're posting. Make sure it's on point, it's on brand for what you're talking about. And just don't keep reposting stuff that you don't think your audience is going to care about. The next negative factor was actually a little surprising. Having misspellings in your post is a negative factor, so you're going to get less impressions. This also applies to fake and made up words. Now the reason for this is probably because people are they're saying certain things that they shouldn't be saying, and they're using like an @ symbol instead of an A so they can bypass the algorithm to use like profanity and stuff like that. So it makes a little bit of sense where they're saying if it's not a recognized word, we're gonna not push the post out as much as maybe we would have. So always make sure that you're using real words and check for typos. Now the next one's fairly obvious. You don't want to be putting links in your main post, no matter what social platform you're on. You don't want people going off platform. That should be obvious. So if you do want to link out to something, never put it in your main post, always put it in the first pinned comment. The next thing the algorithm tells us is that after every 6 hours, the relevancy of the post decreases by 50%. So older tweets get less relevant. So you want to make sure you're engaging and replying to all the comments in the first 6 hours if you want to keep that post getting boosted. So here's some way of positively boosting your posts and increasing the credibility of your profile. The first is, if possible, sign up to Twitter Blue. You'll get a 4x algorithm boost when you engage with tweets and people in your network. And you'll get a 2x boost from people who are outside your network. So if you're leaving meaningful comments on big profiles, you're going to get a lot more of impressions because your posts are going to go to the top. And the next factors are the ones that get your own post boosted. And you don't need Twitter Blue for this one. This information from the algorithm tells us what we should be targeting. Each like, for example, will get us a 30x boost. Retweets will get us a 20x boost. So you might think these things are obvious and they're not exactly controllable. You just need to make good content. But one thing you can control and will massively boost your post is when somebody replies to you, leaving a reply back to their reply. The algorithm tells us that this will help give your post a massive boost. So the next factor the algorithm tells us that can give us a 2x boost is to add either images or video to our post. So one of the most important factors if you want to get a lot more impressions, and I touched on this a moment ago, is actually paying for Twitter Blue, because a large part of a growth strategy is commenting on big accounts to get a large amount of impressions. And when you have Twitter Blue, your comments get a lot more exposure. So if you start applying some of these best practices, you're going to see your account and your reach expand over time. Do less of the wrong things and more of the right things. For more videos on content marketing, digital marketing, and building, growing, and scaling an online business, make sure to subscribe and go check out my channel. Thanks for watching.